What's up YouTube? Today's video is going to be a little bit of a treat. It's going to be a little bit different, not really about the current league, but it's going to be about the richest person in Path of Exile, at least verifiable through the, the trade website, because the trade website shows the stock of everything from mirrors to Eternals to Exalted Orbs. So you can get a pretty good grasp of how rich the person actually is. Now, this person is so rich that this is the equivalent of you going to the ATM, right? And then you looking at the ATM slip of the person left behind ahead of you. And the ATM slip says that this person has $50 trillion, right? So multitudes of times richer than any other living human. And this is this person in Path of Exile. We're going to go over what he actually has, why he's so rich, and what you could do to become rich like this guy one day, right? So let's get straight into it. So this guy has Eternal Orbs, right? So Eternal Orbs are really, really expensive now because they are a legacy item and they are actually used to craft items, right? So if you guys have ever used an imprint beast, Eternal Orbs functions identically to it, except for the fact that it can be used on a rare item. So for instance, if you're making like the 12-link claw, the last step is usually getting that last AUG influence. So if you Eternal Orbit, you can keep repeating the AUG influence process without breaking the whole item. So it creates an imprint for later restoration. Now, this was introduced in the game way back in the game in 0.11.0, and that's like a long time ago. So in 2.0.0, Eternal Orbs were removed from the game, and they were actually completely gone until they saw a brief rise again with Legacy League, where you could get them in the Vol Reliquary Chamber with the Vol Reliquary Key. Now, this tool is extremely powerful in helping you finish any item you want. And the rough cost of it is 4 mirrors. If you look at it on standard right now, let's bring this up. You can see here that Eternal Orbs are roughly 4 mirrors before you can see any sort of stock. And this is something that's going to get more and more and more expensive, right? So this could actually work on unique items, unlike Mirror of Kalandra. So what is this person in question doing, right? So how does he have so much Eternal Orbs? And how many does he actually have? So I didn't really know about this until someone showed me a screenshot the other day of this guy's listing, right? So you can see here, he has 558 Eternal Orbs. Now, that is an obscene number because this is all Standard League. Now, if we just go through all of the stock of every single person online and offline, we see here, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 8. Now this guy is crazy, right? He has 8, right? 6, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7 even. 7, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. 558? Like, you just can't make stuff up like this, right? Now, profile, not really sure if he still plays the game anymore. So it's set to private. Supporter packs are pretty old still. Now, that is just an obscene amount, right? So you might be wondering, how many mirrors is that? So if you calculate it at roughly 4 mirrors each, this is equivalent to 2,232 mirrors of Kalandra. And at an exchange rate of roughly 800 exalts per 1 mirror, he has 1.8 million exalted orbs, right? If he was able to convert it all. And he could probably sell the Eternal Orbs for a lot more than 4 mirrors because he has so much stock, right? So you might be wondering, who cares about 2,000 mirrors, right? There's someone in standard with 2,000 mirrors easily, right? So you can see here, no one has any stock of mirror above, I think the highest I saw after browsing this whole page, this guy has 30, right? That's pretty good. 30 ain't too shabby. So we keep going down here, 11, nothing really stands out. 59, now that's pretty good. 59, that's a pretty good number. So there's really nothing that's even close to 2,000 mirrors, right? So this person's wealth, 175, there we go. So this is probably like the second richest person in standard outside of people who don't show everything. But 175 mirrors is an insane amount, but it still pales in comparison to 2,232 mirrors of Kalandra. And like I said, second highest person in standard in terms of public mirror count is 175 mirrors. So this is something that there might be someone with more money. Like I do know the owner of TFT Discord has a bunch of mirrors from his service fees, but they don't really list it publicly. So we don't really know if there's someone richer. But in terms of verifiable wealth that you can see on the PoE trade site of people listing it, there is no one that comes close to this person. And this person is head and shoulders above every single other person, right? Absolutely crazy. Now, you might be wondering, how does one person get so many Eternal Orbs? Now, people said that this person only recently showed up on the PoE trade site. So there's a lot of people who play Standard who constantly look for Eternal Orbs because Eternal Orbs are something that's always going to go up in price. It's always going to be more and more expensive because it's legacy and people always wanted to finish up a new mirror item and it guarantees one step of the process, right? So there's two options, right? One is a potential dupe, and this could be done through like Guild Stash back in the day when the servers are crashy, especially back in the Ultimatum League. Or it's just a genius investor. I would probably tend to say that it's a genius investor because his account is so old and he has shown that he's been playing since like 2013. And he stocked up on them and decided to return to the game after his investment of a lifetime, right? So he probably could buy them all up. And then he thought that one day to himself that, yeah, one day Eternal Orbs are going to be really, really rare. And I'm going to have 500 of them and I'm going to become the richest player in PoE without even playing the game, right? So this guy took a hiatus for like 3 years, 4 years, and came back like Elon Musk, right? So you might be wondering how much was like Eternal Orb back in the day. Well, I remember when I played the league when it was dropping. I think Eternal Orbs were only like 2 exalts or 3 exalts or 4 exalts back in the day. So if you frame it like that, 558 Eternal Orbs is only like what, like 1,000, 2,000 exalts, which is definitely farmable within a league. And if someone just spent all their time buying up Eternal Orbs the whole time during the league, or in Legacy League even, then yeah, it's probably definitely possible for someone to get that many Eternal Orbs, right? So if you calculate it at that he was buying it for 2 exalts, and he was selling it one day for 700 to 800 exalts, he would have a 350 times return on investment. Now, this guy's profile, you can see that he actually he used to play the game a lot, right? And because you can usually see the recent form posts, and you can see that, yeah, he definitely played the game back when Eternal Orbs were, regular drops. So it's probably likely that he probably bought it all up, and that's what I believe. Now, another thing that's interesting is you can always check out on what someone is selling. So this guy's name is BRACCO. So this is how you can see like how the rich and famous are making their money, right? And we can see, let's see how this guy actually makes his money. So he listed a lot of these items 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, this item is a little more 40 exalts. That's pretty good. 75 exalts runic hatchet. It was probably for a 12 link weapon, right? Now you see another ticket, and now listed a month ago. So he came back a month ago in style to shatter the world with 558 Eternal Orbs. And yeah, that's about it, honestly, for his items that he has. He has a bunch of random small currency, exalted shards, a lot of regal orbs, nothing really crazy, right? 812 chaos. Does this guy even have any exalted orbs? 22 exalted orbs. What a scrub, right? Nothing really crazy. So this is just his currency tab. So this is definitely someone that came back to PoE, public their cabs, and they just happen to have a gold mine that they're sitting on, right? An absolute gold mine. Crazy investing story, right? It's actually I just cannot believe that someone has 558 Eternal Orbs and it's just some random person. Because usually, like, people that are this rich usually have a mirror service going on that they generate wealth over time. This guy just made the investment of a lifetime. Now, what can we learn from this story, right? Patience is everything, right? Patience is imperative in investing. And when you sell for a short-term gain, it is a very short-sighted play, especially if your goal is to one day accumulate wealth. This is for like a lot of people out there who never save any money and just want a quick fix, right? And that's me in the past, right? I sold my All Art Aziri's mirror and ARCHNEMESIS for a few Exalted Orbs back in the day. So I took it out of a remove only tab. I sold it off for some Exalted Orbs. I don't even remember what league it was. It was probably way back then in like Nemesis League or something. And yeah, you know how much they cost now? The 10 Exalted Orbs I got in Nemesis League. I would have had 100 mirrors for the Aziri's mirror, and this is probably undervalued because I actually seen this guy have this item up forever, and I doubt he's actually trying to sell it. And ARCHNEMESIS is the only one for sale, so these items are priceless, probably a couple 100 mirrors total in how much I lost for only 10 exalted orbs back in the day, right? Now, if you're ever trying to think, how can you be the next Breako or whatever this guy's name is? I do think in the future, once GGG follows through on their promise of allowing cross-league skin transfer, these alternate art items could be so expensive. Now, if you want to see how you could invest into alternate art items, you go on standard. There's actually a section here that says alternate art. And one of the most hip items, and I know Zizaran actually bought one of these way back in the, no, not way back in the day, but like roughly a year ago. All Art Aziri Alpha's Howl, one of the sickest looking items. Imagine if that was on your character, right? So just get like 80 mirrors or so, buy up one of these, hope that GGG actually adds it into the game, and this 80 mirrors is probably going to be a couple hundred mirrors, right? Or you can do a cheaper item. Like, what's a cheaper item out there, right? I think there is Storm Cloud. This one looks pretty sick too. Right, 1 chaos. Let's see. Or it's probably not 1 chaos, but 500 exalts, right? 500 exalts. This would easily be a couple mirrors if they allow cross-league skin transfers. So just some food for thought, right? And I think that this was a pretty interesting story. So hopefully, if you like more of these videos, let me know down in the comments below. I've actually found out an even more expensive mistake that's numbers in the 10s and 20s of mirrors. So let me know if you want to find out a story about that. But thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I hope you find more mirrors, exalts, and alternate art Aziri's mirrors to me. And see you next time. Bye.